But a lot of people are like, I don't know what to do, so I'll just do what I feel I want to do. Well, what you feel you want to do is not usually what you need to do, right?
Welcome to the Project My Life podcast from Monetti Productions.
What's up, guys? Anthony Monetti here, and we're back with another episode. We're on a roll, Karen. What do you think about that?
Wonderful.
Consistency is key,
Consistency
yeah?
is key. Discipline is where it's at.
Boom. My name is Anthony Monetti, and this is my beautiful, loving, nurturing
Oh, jeez.
wife, Karen, and co-host, of course.
Yeah. Hi.
What's your last name?
Karen Monetti.
I do have a sign. I was going to ask for some creative input. I have a Monetti sign, and I have
Is it the one your dad made?
Yeah. And I have stuff. I'm like, I don't know. Do we bring stuff in here? I like this. We got some new lights, which is, I don't know, bring some more flavor to our atmosphere here. But I like how it's just very simple. But I don't know. Anyway, today we're talking about personal training. Why should you hire a personal trainer or find a personal coach? Consider us coaches, right?
Well, I'm not a trainer, so yeah, I'm a coach.
Right. Transformation coach.
Yeah.
We actually coined the term body transformation specialist.
Yes.
And
it is trademarked, so don't use it.
Right. Karen will be sending you.
I do send out cease and desist letters.
Yes. But yeah, so we feel, and I also said it recently, like we're the future of personal training because we offer more to that fitness experience. I feel like it should be an experience. Came from Gold's Gym, LA Fitness this morning. I was going to surprise Nick. I went down to see my mom. My dad passed away 2 years ago today. So I brought my mom purple roses because my mom doesn't like roses.
No, hates them.
My dad loved them.
Loves them.
But my mom loves the color purple. So I I blended
sweet.
it and I surprised her. And she was like, oh my God, what a surprise. But anyway, long story short, I was trying to catch up with Nick, but he wasn't there. Anyway, I did get a workout in LA Fitness, my old stomping ground. And gym culture has changed so much since 1991. It's like, and I was just in the car and I did a little filming on it. You can
put that in your vlog.
Feedback. Yeah, well, yes. For sure, definitely, because there was some funny moments in there. But that said, I was looking around. There was only one person walking around with a personal trainer. Now, Gold's Gym, there's more personal trainers. I don't know if it was like different county, different
sales pitch in the gyms too.
Well, that's true too. But I didn't see a lot of personal training going on. But when I worked at LA Fitness, there was a lot more personal training going on back in the day. Anyway, why should you hire a personal trainer, coach, or a coach? Why should you hire a personal coach, Karen? I'll ask you.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah, well, let's unload it.
Yeah. So why should you hire a personal coach, whether it's a fitness coach, a nutrition coach, or a body transformation specialist coach? It's really for accountability is the one thing. It's a huge thing that we see actually. And the second thing is instead of racking your brain with Dr. Google, which I like to call Google now, or fitness coach Google, and just go into interwebs and just cherry pick ideas to try to get you where you want to be. Have a professional create the plan for you and work that plan out with you and make the changes that need to be made depending on your progress, injuries, lack of progress, how your body's feeling. So having a coach is so wonderful because you're not left to your own demise, right? Demise? Is that what you say? Demise, yeah. Not left to your own demise. We know I'm not good at sayings. So you're not left to your own demise. 2, you're being held accountable. 3, you have a spot when you need a spot. They can push you to go a little bit heavier or, again, just look at you at a different view that you would look at yourself and give you honest feedback, but then also walk you through the process.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I think a lot of it comes down to saving time and saving money.
Oh, yes.
People spend years and years and years in the gym and never really get to their goal because they bounce around different programs. And nowadays, everybody has the best workout for fat loss or the best workout to build muscle or the newest and latest and greatest with our attention span. The length of it, what is it? It's so short now. It's like
Our
8
attention
seconds.
span is like 3 seconds.
It's
if we're
literally,
lucky.
and I see it because I've never had the longest attention span to begin with my whole life, so it's even worse now. But again, following up what we were talking about, it's like people jump around too much. So I feel like if you want to save time and even money, because
And injuries too.
and injuries for sure, yeah. And that's why 2 reasons why I became a personal trainer. More than that, but one of them was I wanted to help people, obviously, and I feel like it comes very natural to me with working out and fitness and human movement, and from a very, very basic standpoint of how the body moves. And of course, I learned a lot from studying, and I learned a lot from taking my certification courses. But just in general, like it can spot like alignment stuff going on, and I always found it very intriguing to see how the body, obviously from a bodybuilding standpoint, can transform. But I was always reluctant to become a personal trainer because I always felt like there wasn't really a future in it. It's like you can't make this a career. Like if I teach you the 6 basic exercises and you know how to do them, and then you know how to like progress them, and you know how to put them in a program, why would you need a personal trainer?
Well, brains leak.
And people,
We don't remember.
right?
We don't have that skill set. We're professionals, not me personally, but people are professionals in other areas of their life. They don't want to make this their career or profession. There's too much knowledge out there, so you get confused on how to, how to group exercises together, or what body part do you do today? Do you do full body? Do you do back and bis? Do you just do back? Like, so confusing. So even though you teach people these movements, or like this is the basics of it, it doesn't mean they can put it together still.
That's fascinating to me because there's a lot of things that I'm really not good at. I'm only good at a couple things. And fitness, I feel like, is I'm decent at.
Really? Just decent?
Yeah.
All right.
Humility is one of my words.
I know
I'm trying
you got to
to
be
use more
humble,
often.
but come on, let's be honest.
Actually, bold, humility, love, and trust came to my mind last night when I was in the garage.
Okay.
I was in the garage, and I was like, well, what do these words mean? So anyway, humility. So
Sure,
yes,
but you have to stop selling yourself short.
I'm the best.
Yes, you are the best.
But really though, I feel like white belt mentality is always a good place to be mentally, and always think about always learning and not feeling like you know everything. And I didn't start learning anything until I thought I knew everything, really. Anyway, that said, I'm fascinated that people can't, like, even people who come here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 years they're coming here, and they're like, wait, what's that exercise? I'm like, really? Okay, great. I mean, I love sharing it, but it's fascinating that it's none of this stuff, not a lot of this stuff doesn't click with certain people. Today, quick story. I was the new guy in the gym today, right? So they're looking at me like, who's the new guy, right? Maybe some of them recognized me from like the
Back
old
in the
LA
day.
Fitness, and they're like, is that Anthony? Is that, I know that dude. I don't know. It's weird. He's got a camera, and they were like linking it together, and I see the faces. And anyway, I was walking around. It was a certain section of the gym. It's like super crowded. There's like machine. And I was trying to do some rope pullovers to kind of, get a little pump in my lats before I actually did lats. But I was walking around, and I was like, I was moving around. I was trying to find stuff, and I was like awkward. I had the camera because I wanted to document me and Nick. But anyway, I reached up and I took the handle off, and this guy's like, I'm using that. Meanwhile, he wasn't using it. He was doing something else. He was doing tricep kickbacks, or like this weird kind of tricep move that he may have invented. But he was doing it, and then he looked at me. He's like, I'm using that. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were using it because I thought you were using the one that your hand is on right now, and I thought you were using that one. I didn't say that to him, but I was like, oh, I didn't realize you were using this one. Maybe a little snarky with him. But he's like, yeah, I'm doing supersets. So if you don't know training or physical, all this stuff, if you're new to it, he was doing single arm tricep kickbacks, or sort of kickbacks, with supersetting a chest fly, which is with both hands. And I was a little perplexed by that because I don't know why you would do one arm on one side and then superset with 2 arms, but I don't know his program. I don't know what program he's even following, if he's following a program. I feel like that is the biggest thing, that there's no structured plan. One of our core values why we're here. Discipline, structure, and integrity is kind of like the core values to like our business. But the structure side of it is like you need to walk into the gym with some kind of outline. And I kind of go on the fly sometimes.
But you also know human movement,
Well,
and you've been in this world for a long time in the space of fitness
Karen,
training.
world champ, Miss Universe,
Here you go. So
great
throw me
runner,
under the bus.
a super athlete, ultimate frisbee champion. If it's not on the plan, I'm like,
not doing
you
it.
can adjust a little bit. You can make it a little bit. You can take that exercise out and put this one in. Nope, can't do it. I'm like, but yeah, but it's working the same muscles. Nope, it's not on the plan.
Oh, come on. I do adjust sometimes, but I am somebody who needs a plan.
Yeah.
But then if you bring me into the kitchen, I need no plan for that, right? Because my brain does not think in fitness. My brain thinks in other ways. Like if it was up to me, I would just go and be like, what do I feel? What do I want to do right now? Which isn't always a good thing. And I think that's what a lot of people do too. They're like, I don't know much. I mean, I'm speaking for other people. I know my way around the gym. I just don't want to think about it.
Well,
I like having a plan. But a lot of people are like, I don't know what to do, so I'll just do what I feel I want to do. Well, what you feel you want to do is not usually what you need to do, right? So having a plan is really important, but then also having a coach to guide you on that plan again and change that plan. Because one of the things that I've noticed, I'm sorry, I'm just jumping in on this.
Go for it, girl.
One of the things that I noticed too is as we age, we need different things.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing the same thing you were doing when you were 20 years old and now you're 45 years old, might not be good. So having a professional work with you to understand changes of life, hormonal changes, sleep changes, body chemistry changes, lifestyle changes that you're going through is really important because we take all of that into consideration and create something that works for you as an individual.
And it has to work for both people involved. I feel like both trainer or coach and the client. That's one thing. Like not everybody's is a good. We're not a good fit for everybody, and the other side of that, and vice versa. Not everybody's a good fit for our program and how we are. Personality, philosophy, all of that go into
work ethic. All of it.
Yeah, all of that go into it. So we've turned down people, and I'm sure that people have turned us away and they went somewhere else because they didn't like our approach. So we're not telling you to have to hire us, although we'd love to have a conversation and see if it's a good fit. We don't work with everybody. And I think that that's part of the experience, finding somebody that you can trust, finding somebody that you jive with. I mean, a lot of my training clients here, they're like, they become bros and we have just great conversations about, it gets more about, lifestyle than it does about fitness. Of course, we get a lot of work done during our session, but it becomes that kind of experience, what I think is super important for your fitness because it's something that you're going to do and you need to, obviously have a good time while you're doing it. Because let's face it, and sometimes it sucks. Not every workout.
Sometimes.
and you can go pull up a workout on, Instagram or Pinterest or YouTube even. There's tons of free workouts out there, tons. The thing is it right for you? And do you know how to do the exercises? And are you going to stick to it? You said something earlier about accountability. That's one of the biggest things I feel like is having that person hold you accountable. Me, I mean, we all have coaches. I had a coach when I first started competing. Obviously, in school
athleticism. No, athletics. School athletics.
Scholastic.
Oh
like
gosh,
that
that's a big one, Ant.
You like?
Oh dear.
Do you remember I was a wordsmith, Karen?
Oh, that's right. You were word attack skills.
My word
you
attack
got an
skills.
A+ in word attack skills
Best
on your
believe it.
report cards.
Best believe it.
I don't even think they do stuff like that anymore.
No.
Anyway, we digress.
Yeah. Fill me in.
So accountability is really important.
Right. I've had a coach, obviously, when I was playing football and baseball. But then when I became a bodybuilder, there wasn't really like coaches like there is now. So I had a friend, my dad's, somebody he was working with was actually a couple years older than me. And he was actually in the same neighborhood. He trained me for my first show, but he held me accountable. He told me what to do. Long story short, I moved out of I shouldn't say the upgraded. That sounds rude. But I reached out to Nick, who was more experienced, and he helped me out, bring it to the next level. And then after Nick kept telling me, I was like, because Dr. Joe was popular. Dr. Joe was really like the first one that I'm aware of who really start training bodybuilders and figure athletes and doing more of the competitive physique athlete and getting them ready for the stage. And I think obviously he was doing general population folks as well, but he was starting to pop up in magazines or pop up in shows, and there was like chit chatter about like Dr. Joe. And now we approached Nick, and Nick's like, hire him. He's like, he knows what he's doing. This is what he does. He can probably help out. I'm like, no, we can figure it out. My ego was like, no, I was with Nick. I wanted to do it all with Nick, and Nick got me to a point where he was like, dude, I don't know any more than this, and why not explore a different opinion? That was the year that I hired Dr. Joe, and then I got my pro card 12 weeks later. So I'm not saying it was just serendipitous, but I'm saying that was the moment in time where like I reached out and hired a coach.
I hired him too, and that's when I won the universe and the worlds.
Right.
He definitely leveled it up for us. But again, even us as professional athletes have hired coaches.
So why would like I have somebody change my oil in my car, I have somebody cut my hair, I have somebody cut my lawn, I have somebody do my taxes. Like, why do you think people hesitate with personal training and going to the gym? Besides some expenses, I can see that because it is a, you know, it's an expense, right? For sure.
I think there's fear. I think there's timing. I think a lot of it does come down to expenses, and I think a lot of times people go to the gym to work off steam. They don't want to deal with anybody.
That's fair.
Right? A lot of times.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think that could stop them. And I think also, there's a stigma around a lot of trainers. Like the trainer's going to beat me up so much I'm not going to be able to walk, or I'm going to be in so much pain, or they're going to judge me, or
they're going to push me past my limits.
Past your comfort, right? So I think there's a lot of myths around trainers, and maybe those trainers are not the ones for you. There's trainers of all different skill sets and levels. And
side note to the trainers who are listening, don't sit down while your clients are working out.
Oh, gosh,
I actually took a note this morning because I want to somehow compile all these things of how not to be a gym douche and how not to be a trainer douche. I don't know how not to be, I don't know, but I don't know how to word it. That may not be the official book title, but those are the workings of the Monetti. But there was one trainer in there, and he was sitting down with his little clipboard and with his little pen, and his client was doing step-ups, and he's just like sitting on the box. I'll kneel, I'll take a knee if somebody's working or doing something on the floor.
Different posture.
Yeah, it's totally different. I don't want to see you on a cell phone. I go to local gym. I'm not going to say what gym that is. And I see the same thing. They're like this when their clients are working out. Now, the phone's tricky because the phone they could be taking notes with the client. They could be reviewing a program, but I think it's still perception is reality. And if somebody's seeing you look down at your phone while that close person's working out, while you're getting paid to make sure that person gets their workout in, I don't think it's
that don't fly in my world.
I don't think it's the best look. It doesn't fly here, by the way. I mean, we have pretty high standards. I actually, true story. We were talking about it yesterday.
We were talking about this exact thing last night.
We were on vacation. Where were we? In California. We did our bike ride.
Yeah.
The AIDS life cycle.
Yeah.
And we had,
we have cameras.
We still do. We had cameras. So I was like, let's see what's going on in the studio. And I see one of our coaches, feet up, clipboard, and he was a drawer. He was an artist. So he was drawing on the clipboard, head down, and I'm watching him. And his client's walking up and down, doing like some was it bear crawls or some kind of
it's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant what he was doing. But I looked down, I'm like, all right, maybe he's taking notes. Maybe he's taking a lot of notes. Maybe he's doing research. And I'm looking at the screen. The minutes are going by, and I took a screenshot, and I actually texted him. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Oh, I got distracted. Dude, you don't get distracted when you're getting paid for that hour. That's...
What if the client did something wrong? What if their form slipped, right? We don't play like that. Like if I'm spending money on a personal trainer, that person better give me their all for that half hour, 45 minutes or hour, whatever that session is. You got to meet. If you expect your client to give you your all, like, hey, you got to show up and give me everything you got, then you need to match that. I'm sorry.
That said, we do a lot of online training. We do a lot of online training. So you may not need to have somebody stand around and walk with you while you're going to the gym. To your point, you may not want to deal with people in the gym. I don't want to deal with people in the gym. I don't want to deal with somebody screaming at me. I'm not that person. I like to be coached. I like to be held accountable. but I don't like somebody to yell and scream at me. So
we don't yell and scream at our clients
Right.
either. That's
But
not our approach.
I think it's the consumer or the person, the member, whoever's going to the gym, and your responsibility to at least have some kind of plan. You may not have to have somebody following you around, but like I said, we have some online training clients who we provide them a workout with exercise demonstrations, and we do like form checks so we know that they're doing the right thing. We have a lot of accountability built into how we do stuff online.
Yep.
So there's more than one way to have a coach. There's more than one way to have a trainer.
Sure
I just
is.
feel like if you're looking to say, I was thinking about this more so this morning, if you're looking to save time, save money, and save injuries, because really if you were to break it down like, oh, it's expensive to have a personal trainer. Yes. I'll leave it at that. Yes, it could be very expensive, but there's also like $5 cups of coffee that we spend. And using the Starbucks analogy, there's a lot of money on the table that if your TV broke on Super Bowl Sunday, you'd be going out and getting a new TV.
And all the
Super Bowl
TVs
Sunday.
are inflated that day, so
Right.
you're spending more money that day.
But you would do
But
it because you were in need, right? So how many years have you been going to the gym and just not happy with the results that you're getting?
Yep. And how much time? Let's think about money. Time is money too, right? Time is money. Put a dollar value on what your time is worth. How many years have you tried dieting and different programs, and you're still the same physique and in the same position that you were? Have you ever priced out diabetes medication? Have you ever priced out blood pressure medication, cancer drugs? I'm not saying that exercise will prevent cancers. Please do not take it at that. But if you really start researching the cost factor of all these diseases or illnesses, especially ones that can be especially ones that can be controlled or prevented through diet and exercise, the numbers are staggering. So investing in yourself in a program and a coach it pales in comparison to what the long-term cost is going to be with medications and again, years off your life or immobility or surgeries or whatever the case may be.
Totally lost my train of thought because I was paying attention to you and I let it go. I didn't want to interrupt. I want to do better with that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm working on
But I'm sorry that you lost your train.
No, it'll come back
Hopefully
to me.
A-Train will get it back.
Hey, if it comes back, if it comes back. But you were talking about, what were you talking about? And let's see if I can remember.
That money is time, or time is money.
Yes. So adding it all up for the years that you've been going to the gym and you're still not happy with where you're at.
Mm-hmm.
All right, makes sense. I thought I had something else. When you're talking about time, it was one of our clients. I was online the other day talking to him. He's like, how old are you? I said, 45. He's like, man, he's 30. I'm like, bro, you could look maybe not like me because you're you, but you can really transform your body in a year if you listen to the stuff that I'm providing you right now. And if you take what I'm telling you and you actually apply it.
You got it. So take 30 years of your experience and condense it down for the person to not have to spend 30 years trying to get there.
That's the biggest
thing. We can
thing.
do that at an accelerated rate if you think about it. And I'm not saying accelerated like you're going to lose 10 pounds a week and gain 25 pounds of muscle a year. No. That ain't happening. But taking 30 years of your experience, 20 years of my experience, and we take all that knowledge and condense it down into a program for you.
It's like a business coach because
and we have many business coaches.
we didn't need a business coach to open up a business. It's very easy to go down to the town hall and open up a local LLC or go pay a lawyer or even do it yourself nowadays. US.gov or whatever the website is, you can literally open up your own LLC, a couple $100 and you have your own business. And then you go to the local place and then you can do whatever you need to do for the town. And we opened up a business. We didn't need a business coach, but we got to a point where like, dude, we're not making any money. We're losing money and we don't know what the hell we're doing. We need to hire a business coach. We've hired numerous business coaches along the way, and we still pay a business coach to help us out
every month,
holding us accountable and just being that kind of
being
community.
A sounding board.
Well, it's the community. So I think I'm circling back to the community aspect and the experience of your fitness journey, and that goes along with your gym culture and whatever you decide to be in. Here it's a very tight knit, studio. It's a very tight knit community. So there's really like. You're inevitably going to get results if you keep on showing up. But I feel like this is like a sales pitch. We're not trying to sell you on our services.
But we are here to help if you need some help.
Let's wrap it up, Karen. Why do you need a personal trainer? 3, 2, 1, go.
Accountability, direct plans, time saving, life saving. and to have a buddy and a partner in crime doing this with you.
There you go. I'm gonna say just make sure you vet them out and make sure you have
Totally.
make sure they have experience. There's a lot of coaches that have sprung up post pandemic because of they like fitness and they want to start their own online fitness company, and they have done it really well. Some are just really great coaches out there, but just like anything else, you just got to be mindful of what they know and what they're teaching you, and yeah. That's all I got for you with that.
But if you'd love to talk to us about your journey, we'd love to hop on a call and see if you are a good fit for us and vice versa. You can always contact us at our Instagram handles. Mine is Karen_Monetti, Monetti. Yours?
Anthony Monetti, Monetti, Anthony.
And we also have our company handle is Body. So it's This Is BODHI on Instagram.
What does BODHI mean, Karen?
BODHI means to enlighten from within, because the journey to wellness is not just a physical thing. You have to change your mindset, maybe some spirituality stuff going on. You have to change your perspective, your reactions, and the physical. So to enlighten from within, that is Body. It is total transformation.
What do you think your calling is, Karen?
Coaching.
You think so?
Talking.
Did you ever dive deep into that?
Cooking and eating.
What's your calling?
I think my calling is to encourage people and to help change their lives.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the gift I've been given.
Yeah, I agree. Me too, with fitness and stuff.
So I guess the gift we've been giving is teaching.
Yeah.
Wisdom and teaching.
Well, fitness changed my life at an early age. And I have used fitness to, kind of fight through depressive times in my life and sad times in my life, and also kind of balance my mood out when life isn't going as I planned. I've always resorted to fitness because I can control that. So
anywho,
yeah. Whoa, Karen's shutting me up. Believe in yourself, trust the process, practice patience. We will see you on the gym floor.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. For more information, visit our website at thisisbody.com. That's thisisbodhi.com.